Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here on ZLN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Timberwolves tonight. Guys, we're going to get into a lot of things on this channel, and of course on this post game show. And this Lakers team losing to the Timberwolves 127 to 117. Unfortunately, with this loss, the Lakers, after 24 hours of just being up within the standings with the eighth seed, unfortunately, with this loss, they go down with the ninth seed again after countless months being in that particular position for almost 3 months now. With the ninth seed, the Lakers at this point are back down with the ninth seed with this loss tonight. Unfortunately, Lakers played terribly. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. And there's just a lot of things that I really want to get into, and just how this loss went down. Obviously, LeBron did not play in this game due to illness. He's dealing with some illness when it comes down to it, unfortunately. But at the same time, I mean, Anthony Davis, he was in the game, but unfortunately, he just got hit in the eye, and every time he does that happens to him, and it happens multiple times this season. He goes to the locker room and he's out of the game, and it's unfortunate. And countless times the refs, they don't count it. They don't count the I don't know what you call it, like a flagrant foul, whatever you want to call it. It is another scenario where it just didn't happen again when it comes to Anthony Davis, unfortunately. So with no LeBron and Anthony Davis leaving the game due to an eye injury, the Lakers were just destined to lose this game, unfortunately. And it's just one of those type of moments where you know when you lose both of your guys, the team starts to collapse on you, and that's what we witnessed tonight. And the coaches, head coaches, Darvin Ham didn't find the right lineup and play to find the right fit, and obviously the better rotations, and just obviously did not step up to the play. And most players on this team did not step up to the play to carry the load off with no LeBron and no Anthony Davis in this game. And unfortunately, they fall to the Timberwolves. And with their win against the Lakers, they move up within the standings, being the number one seed in the Western Conference. So kudos to them, I guess. But at the same time, I mean, it's just bad for the Lakers when it comes down to it. And out of all nights, obviously it's WrestleMania 40. We saw the Cody Rhodes finishing the story. I was rooting for him all the way for him to get, uh, you know, the championship for so many years, and obviously he achieved it tonight at WrestleMania. And I just want to give a quick shout out for him. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, the guy just worked his way to getting that after so many years, bouncing around and you know, changing gimmicks and all that. I mean, starting a company, all that. And I just had to say, guys, it's just a good moment for wrestling fans. I mean, as you can see, I'm, sporting CM Punk's shirt here. I mean, the best in the world, in my opinion. It's also great to see him, in at WrestleMania, and him back in the company where he belongs. Really, I mean, I'm a big fan of CM Punk. I'm a fan of Randy Orton, and just all those guys. I mean, seeing Cena, Undertaker, The Rock. I mean, it was such a great WrestleMania moment to witness that. But and there's a lot of moments that we'll get into in this live stream, but I just had to bring that into the to what we witnessed. Not just the Lakers losing, but also WrestleMania was also today as well, second night. So I just want to bring that out there. Obviously I posted all over social media about the winning, the new champion, the Universal Champion in Cody Rhodes. So I just had to bring that out there. And this is also a Lakers channel, but at the same time, this is a sports channel. I do talk about other things other than the Lakers. So, I just had to bring that up when it comes down to it. So, I'm seeing it right now. I mean, from Daniel, you understand. Cody Rhodes, yep, absolutely. The champion. Finally, he became a champion and beating the Roman Reigns after many, many years of him being the champ. I mean, it just had to end. It had to end. I'm tired of it. I'm a big fan of Roman Reigns. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I just wanted him to just somebody to end this streak. And I'm glad it's Cody Rhodes when it comes down to it. So I'll get into my thoughts about, WrestleMania and what I saw from tonight and a couple of key matchups that I really enjoyed, especially, Sami Zayn, who I have a really good connection with when it comes to his background and, what he achieved yesterday at WrestleMania night one. So I'll get into that as well because that was honestly one of my favorites out of all of WrestleMania as well. So I'll get into Sami Zayn as well into this live stream. But first, most importantly, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and what we witnessed in tonight's game, and just everything across the board when it comes to them falling to the Timberwolves 127 to 117. Before, like always, please be sure to like this live stream. Of course, follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm also on TikTok and Threads. So please be sure to follow me all across social media. The links will be in the description of this live stream, so you guys can check me out on social media. And once again, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. And without further ado, let's just get right into the Lakers loss versus the Timberwolves. As I already mentioned in my intro here, the Lakers, unfortunately, with no LeBron, no Anthony Davis, they were going to collapse when it came down to it. Now, obviously, multiple times we've seen Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, the Celtics game, they beat the Celtics without LeBron and Anthony Davis. And there were times when Anthony Davis was in the game with no LeBron, we win games. But obviously, this time around, the Lakers with no LeBron, they were just not going to, have the best game out there. But when you have Anthony Davis leaving the game, it kind of ruins the chemistry, the rotations, and just players, having their role on the team. Unfortunately, so it's just one of those type of moments where it's like, the Lakers were just not going to win this game because of the outcome, unfortunately, and. Yeah, and it's just unfortunate, and the rotations and the type of lineups that were in play when Anthony Davis went out, it was just not the right call of what Darvin Ham should have been made. Obviously, I could name a couple of lineups that should have been in play if Anthony Davis was not playing, but it's just a bad decision making from the coach's side of things. But at the same time, I mean, you have to deal with what you have in front of you when one of your players leave the game, and especially your star player in Anthony Davis and no LeBron out there. So it's unfortunate. It is, and just it just really didn't go the Lakers' way. I mean, just the second quarter alone, when Anthony Davis got hurt, the Timberwolves scored 47 points in the second quarter. So that tells you right there that things were not going according to plan because the lack of size, the lack of effort just really wasn't in the Lakers' favor when it came down to it, unfortunately. And it was just a tough moment to watch. It was a tough moment to watch. And now with this loss, the Lakers will, more than ever, they will now, have to hope for other teams to lose games now. That's the hope now, because where they're at right now, it's just doesn't seem like they're going to get the sixth seed now. It's out of the question. This was their moment. They were supposed to win this game for them to have a chance at the sixth seed. But now with this loss, it's out of the question unless other teams like the Suns, like the Kings, Pelicans, they lose games till now, from now until the three games remaining of the NBA season. And that's what's in play right now, unfortunately. And now the Lakers are back down in the ninth seed. They're going to be for sure within the play-in. There's no other way of there's no doubt about it. The Lakers will be in the play-in. But the sixth seed, it's out of the question. It's just out of the question now. Let's see what wrong for the Lakers. Obviously, across the board, offensively, they were a no-show. The Timberwolves were the much better offensive team. They shot 38% from the three to the Lakers 35. They shot 51% from the field to the Lakers 46. I mean, that tells you right there, the Lakers offense were just lagging because of the not having Anthony Davis on the floor and LeBron. It was just, they needed some of the players needed to step up. And obviously, we saw it. I mean, we saw Hachimura. We saw, uh, out of all players, Jaxson Hayes stepping up in this game. Unfortunately, due to the loss, those are the only two players really that needed to step up. D'Lo was a no-show, I have to say, only put up 15 points in the game. And then you have Austin Reeves had a bad game, even though he did put up 14 points, but still, his effort shooting wise was just lagging, of course, especially for the past couple of games, unfortunately. So, with that, you need other players to step up. Now, Spencer Dinwiddie stepping up to the play in for LeBron James, putting up 18 points. I mean, not bad, but it kind of stayed that way. No, not a lot of efforts from him in the second half, unfortunately. But at the same time, I mean, you have to deal with what you have in front of you, and especially when it comes to lacking size and just lacking the offensive side of the ball. It was just you were just destined to lose this game if you don't have that in play. So it was unfortunate, but give credit where credit is due when it comes to, you know, Rui Hachimura putting up 30 points out there tonight, going 5 of 4 of 5 from the three, 11 of 17 from the field, 6 rebounds out there tonight. He was great offensively for us. He was the only guy really that needed to step up for the Lakers. When you didn't have Anthony Davis on the floor and LeBron, he was the only guy really that wanted to step up out there tonight. But I guess others just weren't feeling it tonight when you don't have your leader on the floor in LeBron James and Anthony Davis being your second to first option on your team, also going out due to an injury. It was just destined. The Lakers were not going to win this game without two of your star players, especially in mid game. When you lose them, when you lose your top star in mid game scenario, you were just not going to win it, unless you have that firepower type of player that just will step up to the plate. And, you don't really have that on this Lakers team, unfortunately. And, that's what I was kind of disappointed tonight from D'Angelo Russell. Managed to give us 15 points out there, went 5 of 19 from the field. I mean, he was playing badly offensively for us, and especially shooting. We went 1 of 7 from the three. So that tells you right there, D'Angelo Russell's shooting was just horrendous. When it came down to it, he was a no-show when it came down to that area of his game. But he did manage to give us 7 rebounds, 11 assists, and 1 steal. Yeah, I mean, great and all, but at the same time, offensively was the downfall of the Lakers losing this game, unfortunately. So, and the end result of you falling in the standings with the ninth seed, back in the ninth seed again. So, after 24 hours ago, being the eighth seed. It was just a glimpse, a shining moment for the Lakers at one point, but at the same time, you know, it won't last forever, I guess. So, um, Austin Reeves, as I mentioned, I mean, 14 points. He was a no-show. I mean, 2 of 8 from the three, 4 of 14 from the field. So his offense was just a no-show. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Had 4 turnovers in this game when it came down to it. So, it was very unfortunate out there tonight. I mean, just from the team perspective, they turned the ball 15 times to the Timberwolves 14. So the Lakers throwing the ball a lot in this game. That was the main reason as well why they lost this game as well. I mean, turning over the ball, really allowing the Timberwolves to score on you at every given chance. It was just a bad end results there, especially in the second quarter where, as I mentioned, they scored 46 points in the second quarter. And, it just really did not go according to plan. Now, at third quarter, they try to come back. I think they were like down They were like down by 6 or 8 points at one point. But then fourth quarter came around, couldn't get over the hump, and just continued to just, you know, go back and forth. That's what it was. And it was unfortunate tonight, guys, that Lakers really missed an opportunity to make a huge comeback with what they had. And it's just didn't go according to plan, unfortunately. And then, just from the second unit perspective, you know, the only player that really stepped up in the game was Jaxson Hayes, out of all players. Putting up a show, putting up numbers out there tonight. 19 points, went 8 of 9 from the field, 10 rebounds, 5 steals. I mean, he had a game. He had a game out there. I mean, as I just saw the comment here from Daniel here. I mean, Hachimura and Hayes showed up. Those were the only two guys. That was the only two guys that showed up in this game, and that was just amazing coming from guys that that surprisingly, one of them stepped up. Obviously, we already know about Rui Hachimura. He always steps up when it all matters most. But at the same time, Jaxson Hayes, out of all players, stepping up was just amazing to watch. And he really did step up out there tonight and showed up for the Los Angeles Lakers when it came down to it. So kudos for him, especially for the second unit. The second unit is still depleted. No Vando, no Christian Wood, excuse me. So, it was still, and no Gabe Vincent. Once again, going in and out of the lineups because I'm not sure if it's because of decision making or still he's dealing with some tweaks from his injury, but still his efforts was uh, nowhere to be found, and I think it sucks because we need all the help that we can get from our second unit, and it's just they were a no show, unfortunately, and it's a frustrating tough loss. And this loss came with consequences. The Lakers fall down with the 9th seed once again, after just 24 hours ago being in the 8th seed. And with that, it's a tough reality. And now at this point, with 3 games remaining of the NBA season, the Lakers hope this time, because the 6th seed is out of the question, unless teams like the Suns, the Kings, the Pelicans, they lose games. If they lose games now, from now until the season is over, the Lakers will have a shot. They can have a shot. But at the same time, it's a long shot. So the Lakers at this point, they have to fight for the 8th seed, the 7th seed at this point. They're right now with the 9th seed. But at the same time, I mean, if you want to have a better situation, just have a one game and out type of scenario. Um, their best point at this point is to be the 7th seed or the 8th seed. Just go in the first round of the play-in, win one game, and then secure yourself with either the 7th seed, and then just stay where you're at with the 7th seed after the fact. So, but if they are like the 9th seed or the 10th, they have to go 2 rounds. They have to go 2 rounds to secure the 8th seed. And that's where I don't want them to be at. That's why my hope is that they go on a 3-game winning streak to end their season, beat the Warriors, beat the Memphis Grizzlies on the road, and then beat the Pelicans on the road. And then I think the Lakers will be good where they're at. But at the same time, they have to hope that other teams, the Suns, the Pelicans, the Kings, they have to lose their games for them to at least get the 7th seed. At least get the 7th seed. They manageable, they can get the 8th seed. But the 7th is the goal right now. 6th seed is out of the question. It will not happen unless, like I said, other teams loses for them to make that happen. But I don't really see that happening. So 7th seed, the 8th seed is the goal at this point. And, that's where we're at right now. And with 3 games remaining, Lakers just have to finish strong and stack up as much wins they can and hope for other teams to lose for them to have a better situation within the standings. It's the same scenario once again, guys. It's a tough reality, but at the same time, uh, this is where we're at this point, and it's unfortunate. I want to read some comments here, and I want to get into some WrestleMania moments that I want to talk about and give my end results of. And like for those of you who don't know, this is a sports channel. This is not just a Lakers channel. Obviously, 99% of my content is Lakers content. But at the same time, this is a sports channel. This is a sports media network. So this is a channel of mine that I am passionate about sports. Sure, I talk about Lakers, but I do talk about Denver Broncos at times, WWE, and also just other sports related events. And especially when it comes to like breaking news, I do post on the community tab and all over social media about everything that goes down when it comes to sports. And uh, you know, fortunate tonight we had WrestleMania night, the second night of WrestleMania, and we witnessed history of Cody Rhodes winning the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Roman Reigns, which I had to say it was about time that the reign finally ended. I mean, just kudos to Roman Reigns for having that type of reign, but at the same time, it's about time change needed to happen, and I'm glad it was Cody Rhodes after countless years of him getting stumped for getting the opportunity to win the biggest prize in wrestling in WWE is the Universal Championship, or the prize championship, and it's great that he did. It's great that he did, and I'm showing my the wrestling fan in me. I'm a big CM Punk fan, and I'm also a Randy Orton fan as well, and numerous others throughout the years. I'm a fan of The Rock and all that. So it is just a great moment that I just want to express my thoughts and my opinions about it. But I want to read some of your comments here before I get into my thoughts about WrestleMania in just a bit. But just let's see here from Daniel. I mean, it was a bad loss. Absolutely, it was. Where goggles AD shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, at this point, when you get poked in the eye every single time and leave the locker room leave the floor to the locker room. I mean, it's kind of gives you a sign that maybe you should start wearing one because you know it's just every player just attacks his eyes, and it's just like, damn, like wear a mask or something, wear goggles or something. So yeah, at this point it's should happen for sure. And I think, but the good news is about Anthony Davis, he will play against the Warriors on Tuesdays. So that's good news there that he'll be ready to go for that matchup. But unfortunately, he just couldn't return tonight. And it's just a sad reality. And I just saw your comment there, Daniel. Uh, you know, uh, 3 times this year poked in the eye. I mean, yeah, there was numerous times where he left the floor because of it. I think twice it happened, including tonight, and I think the third time he played through it, I believe. But I think it was maybe a loss, I believe, but I might be mistaken. But yeah, but when it comes down to it, I mean, it's been an issue for sure. Uh, and I agree with you. He should wear the goggles. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Rui Hachimura did so. Kobe did so. It's nothing wrong with wearing one for sure. Overall, bad night. Yeah, it was bad when Anthony Davis left the floor. The team just completely collapsed. I mean, that's what really went down out there tonight. And, the offense just was a no show at that point where, like I mentioned, 46 points for the Warriors, sorry, with the Timberwolves in the second quarter, where that kind of shows you that signs were turning that the Lakers were not going to win the game because of it. So it's unfortunate. And absolutely, Reeves, bad game. Absolutely, and since for the past couple of games, he has not really been stepping up when it comes to his shooting and offense as well. So I'm not sure. Maybe he will let it up against the Warriors on Tuesday, but you know it's uh, it's a type of scenario where he needs to step up, especially when it comes to postseason time. The play in for sure, he needs to step up. But lately he hasn't, unfortunately. Let's see here. Yeah, the Warriors won. Yeah, they won tonight. They did against the Utah Jazz. It was expected they were going to win that game because the Utah Jazz they're not going anywhere. I mean, they're done for the season. So with that, it was just destined that the Warriors were going to win that game. So, but let's hope on Tuesday the Lakers beat the Warriors. Hopefully, let's hope for that because they lose against the Warriors on Tuesday. That's kind of a fear factor moving forward with 2 games remaining because anything could happen. The Lakers could fall to the 10th seed. If is that the case? If the Warriors keep winning games remaining with on their schedule, they could move up within the 9th seed at this point. So, but let's hope they win on Tuesday, and it's a home game, so let's hope for that they do so. Hopefully. Reed and Edwards played well. I mean, they were on fire, especially Reed. I mean, that guy, every time he plays against the Lakers, he shows up, especially, in the last game, even though we did beat them, against, last time. But, but Reed's, I mean, he was just, every time he plays the Lakers, he just lets it up. And, he did it tonight, just seeing the numbers out there tonight. He stepped up for the Timberwolves. 31 points, 12 of 16 from the field, 6 of 8 from the three. A big man, shooting the way that he did, showed up against the Lakers and putting up 11 rebounds and 2 steals out there tonight. So he had a game. He had a game along with Anthony Edwards, with 26 points out there tonight. So they deserve it. They had a great game out there tonight. Let's see. Yeah, 3 times. Yeah, poking in the eye. Yeah, Cody Rhodes. I actually read that. Let me see where I'm at right now. Let's see here from Adam. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, Prince was minutes 22. Yeah, he were kicking, but the both halves until Prince came in. Um, he's not worth it. He cost us so many games. Yeah, he did. He did, and you can make the argument that it wasn't really his choice because of the circumstances of what the Lakers dealt with when it comes to injuries, and especially from preseason. The idea is that Vando was supposed to start for the Lakers, but obviously he got injured, and Lakers had to look for Plan B. My thought was the Plan B was going to be Rui Hachimura, but Darvin Ham and people like myself and Laker fans, we were impressed with Torian Prince in the preseason when he was averaging 42, 45% from the three in preseason. So in that moment, I said he deserved it. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? He deserved it. And, since then, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. And, his role was supposed to be coming off the bench as the potential 6 man coming off the bench. But unfortunately, he just it wasn't the case, unfortunately. And now he has stayed in the second unit for so long, and I think Darvin Ham realized that and realized that Rui Hachimura was just lending it up. And, obviously he has been doing that. I mean, just obviously tonight, putting up 30 points in the game with no LeBron, no Anthony Davis. It was a mistake. It was a mistake by Darvin Ham for sure. And, it cost us so many games, winnable games at times. He just, you know, made a huge mistake with that for sure. But you know, it is what it is at this point. Guga, welcome to the live stream. Anger, yeah, we're all angry. We're all angry from the Lakers perspective. Laker fan perspective. We missed an opportunity tonight to beat the Timberwolves. If Anthony Davis was healthy and playing in the game, I think we would have had a shot. We would have won this game if Anthony Davis was playing. But he got hurt, and that obviously ruined the chemistry of the team and just the aspect of us just winning the game, unfortunately. So it's unfortunate, and the offense just collapsed. Defense was a no-show, and obviously just the only players that really stepped up in the game was Rui Hachimura, and out of all players, Jaxson Hayes was the guy that stepped up for the second unit, and it was just amazing to see that from him and from Rui Hachimura. Special Dinwiddie did his best, but obviously it wasn't enough. But the most disappointing performance was D'Lo and Austin Reeves. They should have stepped up when Anthony Davis went out. Needed to realize that they needed to step up, but they didn't, unfortunately. And now we lost this game, and we're back with the ninth seed because of it. And it's unfortunate, but maybe they'll bounce back against the Warriors, get the win, secure themselves where with the ninth seed, and hope that they continue to win games, and hopefully others team around them lose, so they can at best fight for either maybe either the eighth seed or the ninth. Oh, sorry, the eighth seed or the seventh seed. The seventh seed is the goal at this point. Sixth seed is out of the question. Is out of the question unless the Pelicans, the Suns, the Kings, they go on a three-game losing streak. Uh, you know, for that to happen, but it's not going to happen. It's out of the question now. This was their moment. They were supposed to win tonight for them to have a shot for the sixth seed, but now it's just not the case anymore. It's out of the question. Let's see here from Guga. Now it's time to focus on beating the Warriors. They only have boring fans here in Brazil. Good night, bro. Yeah, I mean, yeah, good night to you. It is. I did not know that, and obviously knowing the fan base of Brazil, I mean, it's obviously Laker fans. So, not a lot of Warriors fans out there for sure. I mean, maybe for the past couple of years, maybe there grew some over there, but I know that there is some huge Laker fan base in Brazil for sure. But at this point, yeah, we have to focus on winning against the Warriors because the Warriors beat us on Tuesday. The Lakers may move down to the 10th seed because it will give the Warriors an opportunity to move up within the standings because they have been winning games lately. And, kudos to them for doing it. But at the same time, you know, we don't want the Lakers to, lose their seed where they're at with the ninth seed at this point. So they have to win tomorrow. They have to win on the road against the Memphis Grizzlies and beat the Pelicans on the road to finish off the NBA season. If they do that, at best, they can get the eighth seed, maybe the seventh seed. You never know. Sort of depends on the Suns and the Kings and the Pelicans to lose their games if that gives the Lakers possibility of moving up within the standings. But still, you know, sort of remains to be seen because it's kind of interesting what the Lakers will do, to make something happen to turn their season around for the better with 3 games remaining of the NBA season. So they just have to finish strong, stack up as much wins as they can so they can have a better situation within the standings. And at this point, it's the 8th seed and the 7th seed. That's their best scenario. The ninth seed is a bit scarce for me because they have to go 2 rounds in the play-in to secure the 8th seed. But if they're like within the 7th and 8th seed, they can only go 1 round and win to get the 7th seed, secure themselves with the 7th seed. But at this point, it's just not looking good. It's not looking good where they're at, and because of this loss, they're moved down, as I mentioned, with the ninth seed again. And at this point, it's just not a good situation where they're at. So it's unfortunate. So, but for sure, we got to beat the Warriors without a doubt. Lakers better not waste a pick on Bronny for this chump. Yeah, there's been a lot of talks that the Lakers, they will draft Bronny to keep LeBron James, but some analysts, some executives are thinking that maybe Bronny will go undrafted and maybe Lakers will sign him as an undrafted player. That's the best scenario, in my opinion, instead of wasting the pick. But at this point, it's sort of up in the air what Bronny will do when it comes to his decision to declare for the NBA draft, because he did say that he's leaving the door open to enter the transfer portal, potentially to just stay for another year in college. But once again, it's just another scenario. It's up to him. It's his decision. Even LeBron said it's his decision to make. So, but knowing LeBron, he doesn't have much years left on him, and he's made it well known that you know he doesn't have much left in him. So it's like he wants to play with his son. So knowing the Lakers and they want to make history, when it comes to pairing a father and son duo on an NBA team, and what better way to do it but with the Los Angeles Lakers? But unfortunately, Ghetto Rabbit, I will have to tell you, it may lean towards that. You never know; it could potentially happen, but we just have to wait and see because there are teams out there that may say, you know what, let's draft Brownie just to have LeBron James on your team. So either way, LeBron will get his wish, and that is to play with his son. So if it's not with the Lakers, it may be somewhere else, and it may happen. You never know, but it may happen. It may happen. So we just have to wait and see what the offseason will hold and what draft day will will be for the Lakers. So also from Ghetto Rabbit, I love Rui's hustle tonight. Yeah, I mean he showed up along with Jaxson Hayes. I mean those guys really stepped up to the plate. Unfortunately, we should have saw more effort from D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. I mean, if they stepped up in the game as well, I think we would have won this game. But unfortunately, they were no show, especially from D'Lo's shooting perspective. Went 1 of 7 from the three, so that showed you right there. The Lakers were not going to win this game because of the lack of shooting and the lack of offense after Anthony Davis went out. So it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. Guga, Warriors, Lakers, Bulls, and Boston have a big fan base in Brazil. It's interesting for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't doubt what you're saying, especially from the Lakers' perspective. Bulls, yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously, because obviously Michael Jordan, the legacy that he left. Obviously, he's a big brand, and obviously there's a lot of fan base throughout the world because of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. But for sure, there's the Lakers fan base for sure. Uh, especially in the Philippines as well. So there's a big fan base there when it comes to Lakers, and I have no doubt with you living there, you will obviously understand. Yeah, I agree with you 100% that there's a big fan base of NBA fans, especially from the list that you showed here. So I believe you 100%. And it's great to know that because it's like, you know, it's not just, you know, Japan, it's not just Philippines. I mean, it's all over the world. There's a huge fan base when it comes to certain teams that represent a certain country. And without a doubt, Brazil, I agree with you. I mean, Brazil has a huge fan base when it comes to a lot of teams in the NBA, especially the Lakers, fan base for sure. Let's see here from Ghetto Rabbit. I mean, D. Russell. Yeah, I mean, he was a no-show. His defense was a no-show, and his offense, especially his shooting, was a no-show. 15 points. You would look at that and say, "Hey, he had a solid night," but that all came just late in the fourth quarter. So it's just it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So, but yeah, guys. I mean, this was a a bad night for the Lakers. Unfortunately, with this bad night, they fall within the standings. They're back where they're at with the ninth seed after 24 hours ago being with the eighth seed. Could things change? Maybe they will move back up with the eighth seed. It's possible, but for order that to happen, the Lakers need to win all of their three games to end their season. So they have to beat the Warriors on Tuesday. They have to beat the Memphis Grizzlies on the road, and then they have to beat the Pelicans on the road to end their season. So I think it's a possibility they will win against the Grizzlies, and they'll maybe get a win against the Pelicans. It sort of remains to be seen there. But the Warriors is a matchup for sure that I am a bit scarce about. When it comes to the particular matchup, because the Warriors they have been winning games. You know, and if they beat the Lakers on Tuesday, they will move up within the standings. They will. They will take the Lakers spot with the ninth seed, and the Lakers will move down with the 10th. And that's the fear factor. Lakers have to win against the Warriors on Tuesday, and they have to win on, with the Memphis Grizzlies and the Pelicans. So they have to go on a 3-game winning streak at this point. So that's my hope. That's my hope. Hopefully, Lakers will do so. Finish strong, stack as much wins as you can, and hope that other teams around you will lose, so you can get at best the eighth seed, maybe the seventh seed. The seventh seed is the goal at this point. Sixth seed is out of the question. It's not going to happen. So the seven and eighth seed is the goal right now for the Lakers to finish strong. Hopefully, so yeah. Let's read this comment from Guga before I get into my analysis about WrestleMania. I really want to talk about WrestleMania and what we witnessed in the 2 nights of WrestleMania 40. And hopefully, all of you will join me in the conversation, because I just have to say it was great to watch. I had to say I was very impressed of the product that was in play. I mean, kudos to Triple H, because he has really showed his creative, matchups, and just putting the right, you know, returns and the right like situations when it comes to certain matchups. So I'm glad to see that from Triple H's perspective, this time around. And I want to get that in just a bit. But let's read this comment from Guga. There are also a lot of Toronto Raptor fans here. Brazilians like Canada a lot. My girlfriend is a big Raptors fan. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, when it comes to the fan perspective, there's a lot of fan bases, you know, that will root for any team that they just feel a connection with. And all I know is when it comes to Brazil, there's a big Laker fan base. That's all I know about. But for you telling me that there's more than just the Laker fan base, it's also very interesting to know about. And thank you, Guga, for putting that out. And I did not know there's a big fan base of Toronto Raptors fans. So that's very interesting to know about. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for your insight of the fan base in Brazil. And shout out to Brazil. Shout out to you, and shout out to Brazil when it comes to you know just how great you guys are. So thank you so much, Google. I really appreciate it. Now, let's get into WrestleMania results. I have to say, guys, it was a great WrestleMania. As you can see, guys, I am showing off the CM Punk original T-shirt. I just have to say it was such uh, a great WrestleMania. I have to say, seeing Cody Rhodes winning the championship, beating the reigning champ in Roman Reigns. I mean, it just had to happen. It finally did. And seeing him finishing the story is just such a historic, emotional moment to watch. I had just had to say, I mean, for a guy who been in the business for so many years, including just you know his father, Dusty Rhodes. I mean, just that type of story. leading to this moment is just so heartbreaking. It's like so emotional to watch. Even the announcer, when she was announcing him winning it, she got emotional. I mean, the fact that you need to keep your composure when it comes to announcing someone winning or retaining. You have to keep your composure, but she was emotional when it came to that particular moment. And I believe her name was Samantha. So it was just a good moment to see that happening. And from a fan perspective of Cody Rhodes, I just had to say, it's about damn time that he finished the story and finally ending the streak of Roman Reigns. I mean, at first, when he won it, I was like so excited. He was going to go on this run as champion. I was kind of hoping that he would like you know, maybe 1 year as a reigning champ, but this was second, third, 4 years as Universal Champion. I mean, I just had to say it was a bit too much to watch, and I finally said to myself that it needed to end already. It needed to end. All right, enough of this. So, and what better way for someone to end the streak but Cody Rhodes to do it? The American Nightmare. I mean, he was. It needed to be him to end the streak, and that's what happened tonight at WrestleMania. And after the fact, just seeing Randy Orton go into the ring, Seth Rollins, and all the families of Cody Rhodes and his mother being there, him just giving the championship to his mom. I mean, that was just a magical, emotional moment, and just him just embracing a lot of his friends and the announcers from just seeing that was just such an emotional moment. I mean, this was his night. It needed to happen, and you know it was all because of Triple H making that happen. I mean, honestly, him booking the right moment, booking the right storyline. I mean, it was just fitting. It had to happen, and it needed to happen. And obviously, Cody Rhodes doing that was obviously a good moment to watch. So, you know, I really can't wait for Monday Night Raw. I'm going to be watching that for sure, and seeing what his reaction, the fan base, and the excitement, and what Roman Reigns is going to be talking about. And I don't know, guys, it's just going to be such uh, a good uh, segment, on Raw tomorrow, and I really can't wait to get into that for sure. So, that night. This night was emotional. That was one of my favorites. The second one I had to say was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn winning the Intercontinental Championship, breaking the streak of Gunther. It was just another type of moment. I'd say it was one of my favorites. It was emotional for someone like myself who has um, when it comes to his background, where he came from, as someone who is Syrian, obviously Muslim, and fasting Ramadan. I mean, the fact that he was fasting Ramadan in the match, it's just another type of commitment of compassion and like motivation for you to just win as much as you can and just be dedicated and not give up. It was just a great moment to watch. And even the announcer, Samantha, got emotional when she announced his reigning announcing him as the winner of the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, it was a good moment to watch as well. So that was just one of my favorites as well. I mean, there's a plethora of others. I mean, Drew McIntyre winning the World Championship, and then having um, what's his name, Pierce. Obviously cashing in. For him to become the world champion. So that was a great moment. Seeing CM Punk beat the living hell out of Drew McIntyre. I mean, it was also great as well. That's obviously going to be a huge storyline for sure that we're going to witness next pay per view when it comes to their feud. And maybe Seth Rollins will be included, maybe potentially. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see who will how that storyline will be for sure. So, but kudos to Pierce for winning the world championship, and you know, Bailey winning also the women's championship. So yeah, I mean, all across the board, there's a lot of matches that I could say. I mean, the Usos, the the brother versus brother civil war. I love that, and just obviously Jay winning it. He deserved it. Main event, Jay Uso. He deserved it. He needed to win this matchup against his brother, and he got it. And I'm not a big fan of Jimmy and how things turn out. So it was just a great storyline and how it led up to this particular moment, brother against brother. So it was a good moment to watch at WrestleMania. So, but overall, there's a lot of matchups that I could say that this was my favorite. This was my favorite here and there. But the tops was Cody Rhodes winning the championship. Sami Zayn, with all the story and all the trials and the struggles that he went through to get where he's at, fasting Ramadan and all that. I mean, that one really hit home for me. And at the same time, uh, seeing Drew McIntyre winning it, Bailey winning it. I mean, it was just winning her championship, the women's championship. It was all around. It was such a good way to start uh, a new uh, a new era, a new season, if you will, of wrestling. Potentially tomorrow, with Raw, seeing all new champions being crowned, going into the new segment of wrestling, going into Raw, SmackDown. I mean, it's going to be very fun to watch, and really can't wait to see more storylines to be played. I want to see a potential, uh, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the championship. I mean, that type of rivalry is going to be very fun to watch. Hopefully, that happens very soon. Just seeing the mentor and the student. I mean, that type of scenario. I really can't wait to see that. And just there's going to be a lot of maybe The Rock versus the Roman Reigns. Obviously him spearing him at night one is obviously going to resonate with Rock and a potential rivalry of his cousin in Roman Reigns. I mean, it's going to be a very fun outcome and very good storylines that are going to be uh, will be in play when it comes to uh, future pay per views to come. And it all started tonight. So, what a great WrestleMania. And kudos to Triple H for making that happen. I mean, he is the new guy now. He is the head guy for creations and all that. So, a new era is in play. And it all starts with Triple H. And I really am excited to see more from this product. And I really can't wait. I really can't wait. Let's see here from Guga. I saw you like combat sports. Do you like UFC? Yeah, I mean, I like UFC. Especially certain pay-per-views. I'm a big fan of Khabib Magomedov. He is one of my favorites when it comes to his reign and just his streak and what he represented. As those of you who know me, I mean, I'm just coming from the background of where he comes from. I mean, I just resonate with that. Same with Sami Zayn. So, he those are the two representations that I love to see in that particular sport. So, with that, I just had to say, it was just a good moment to witness those type of big athletes, do what they do. But I'm a big fan of Khabib, and it's just I'm not a big fan of watching UFC at times. I mean, more than WWE, but UFC I occasion tune in on some certain matchups that are like big to watch. But not to the extent of what WWE is. So, um, but without a doubt, I mean, I am I'm a UFC, fan for sure, but not as much as WWE pro wrestling type thing. So, But yeah, I mean, combat sports for sure. It's on my list. Let's see here from Guga. Here, our biggest icon is the fighter Anderson. Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, there is a big fan base when it comes to what he represents, and obviously he represents Brazil. So for sure, I can understand that without a doubt. So um, yeah, it's just for me, Khabib is one of my favorites. You know, for a guy who how he came into the combat sports, and you know, just for him going on the streak of winning, and you know, just he's undefeated. You know, he's undefeated, and you know, with his retirement, you know, the whole story behind him retiring because you know he promised his mother, and you know, with his death of his father. I mean, you know, it's just such a heartwarming type of moment to witness when it comes to him just finishing his last match against what was it, Justin? His last name escapes me at the moment, but seeing that happen, I just love that type of good storylines. You know, you know, in that particular moment, seeing that from Khabib, uh, it sucks to see, but at the same time, you know, he made a promise. He made a promise to his mother, and it's like it's just great to watch. Great to see that happen, and I'm glad that he's in the Hall of Fame. So you know, he is obviously being a coach for a lot of his brothers in the combat sports. Obviously, Islam. Islam is also a guy that I'm a big fan of, and he's doing great things for sure. That you know, he's going to become a good comeback MMA fighter for sure when it comes to the coaching, and him just having the ear of Khabib is obviously going to be a good moment to obviously be a fan of, you know, when it comes down to it. So, but yeah, I really appreciate Google. Thank you for still being on here. I really appreciate it. I just had to talk about WrestleMania and just witness what we witnessed when it came down to it. I mean, because you know, this is not just a Lakers channel. This is just also a a um, a sports channel. You know, when I started this YouTube channel, I made it clear that this was a sports channel. But you know, with the fan base that I was getting, and you know, the subscribers, and me being a fan of the Lakers through and through, bleeding purple and gold, I just had to say that it was the main reason. You know, that I continued so long of talking about the Lakers, but at the same time, you know, there was a lot of YouTube channels that talk about wrestling. They talk about Broncos. They talk about NFL, you know, news talk, all that. But, you know, sure, there's Lakers channels, but, you know, there's not the type of ones that I just really connected with. So I wanted to make one myself. And I, so far, doing pretty good. You know, 14, so sorry, 4,000 subscribers. And, you know, I'm just good where I'm at. And I'm glad that I have the capability of talking other sports topics than just the Lakers. And, you guys make that possible. And, you know, once again, I want to thank all of you for your love, support. And, you know, Guga, you know, I really appreciate you and you understanding. Thank you so much for being part of this live stream with me and talking about wrestling and, you know, especially UFC. Uh, you have to follow Brazilian football. Yeah, soccer. I understand. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I do dab into, you know, the football, you know, world at times. Not to the extent of where I'm at when it comes to, you know, basketball, you know, American football. But I do sometimes tune in on some, you know, soccer programs, but not to the extent that I will tell you who's my favorite team type of thing. And I don't really have a favorite player in soccer, so yeah, I can't really think of one on the top of my head. I'm sorry, I'm not a big, I'm not a big a fan of soccer, but you know, when it does happen, I like the World Cup and all that. I do tune in to watch. I did, I did follow like a couple of years ago, Morocco. You know, I'm big. fan of their soccer team. What in their huge run they went on a year, maybe it's like a year ago, and it was such a big moment to watch when it comes to the world aspect of them, of certain countries rooting for them. Uh, you know, um, but obviously Guatemala is also another team that I was rooting for a couple of years ago. But I just root for the best team. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a big fan of soccer, so that's just me. But I do tune in at times. But you know, don't hate me on it. But I'm a sports fan. That's what it is. I tune in and watch some certain sports, and but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate. So, uh, coming from my background, I should be liking soccer, but I grew up here, so I grew up watching basketball, American football with the Broncos and all that. So it's just that's where I'm at this point. Recently, I started following hockey, and I'm not a huge hockey fan, but lately with my Avs, they've been playing very well when it comes down to it. So other than that, yeah, I know a couple of live streams ago we did bring up the Dodgers at times, my background about the Dodgers in baseball is nowhere compared to basketball and American football and WWE and pro wrestling type. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's just I just don't follow it. It's unfortunate. My apologies. One last comment, and I'll end this live stream. I went 1 hour talking, but it was good conversation. I really appreciate it. Uh, it's incredible. Americans don't watch Messi, who is there. Yeah, I mean he's playing for Miami, I believe. I know that, but I don't really follow him. I don't follow where he because it's just I don't know. We all know Messi. Messi is you know a good national uh, soccer player, but he's not getting the type of fan base reaction or what he usually gets when it comes to the national level for sure. But yeah, I mean, for us, we just don't. I mean, maybe there's some out there. I mean, I know a lot of friends of mine that are huge soccer fans that do follow like Messi, Hernardo. I hope I said his name right. Hernardo is also another guy that I also look into, but not as much to the extent of Messi. So, but like I said, I'm not a guy that follows a lot of soccer topics and a lot of scoring and so in depth. So it's all about the Lakers for me. It's all about the Broncos. It's all about all those type of sports, WWE talk. So I'm sorry if I don't show a lot of passion about it, soccer, but the other stuffs I do. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Guga, for your comments on here and your passion about soccer, and also your passion about uh, of your insights. You telling me about NBA. There's a lot of Brazilians who are fans of the NBA teams. I did not know that there's a Boston's fan base and even Toronto Raptors as well. That one's really surprising. I knew there was a Lakers fan base and also Warriors as well. So, but it's great that you told me that. I really appreciate it, and thank you all so much for joining me on this live stream and hearing me out about my WrestleMania reaction. And I really appreciate it for all of you for joining me. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Ghetto Rabbit. and especially Guga for you guys' comments. Thank you all so much for your comments on here. And overall, really going back to the Lakers, they just have to finish strong. They have to beat the Warriors, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Pelicans to end their season on a strong note. But they also need to hope that other teams lose around them for them to, uh, make that happen. So, um, obviously, tune in for ZLN post game analysis of the Lakers, and follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, X. The links will be in the description of this live stream, so you guys check me out on social media. And once again, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Good night to you, Guga, and good night to you and Brazil. And good night to every single one of you. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. And I just saw your comment, Ghetto Rabbit. Good night to you too. And your frustrations, I get it. You're angry, but hopefully Lakers will bounce back and win against the Warriors on Tuesday. And you never know, maybe they'll go on a winning streak to end their season on a strong note. Let's hope for that. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.